Hey everyone, I am Dr. Enrico Dolcecore, and welcome to another episode of Living a Full Life. Thanks for joining us this week. We are going to review a very exciting topic of the gut. I know you're like, yes, that's so exciting. The nervous system is probably the most fascinating system in the human body, but next to it is probably the gastrointestinal system, or even bigger, the mesenteric system. Research in the last 10 years has shown that the mesenteric system actually has more neurological connections than the brain. Unbelievable where we're going with all this stuff. So, understanding the gut is probably an understatement as we're still learning a ton about it. But understanding it is probably a great start to keeping a healthy gut, which I believe a healthy gut pretty much is a healthy life. So, let's start with physiology. The gut is a complex interplay of various organs, tissues, and microorganisms that work together to facilitate digestion, absorption of nutrients, and maintenance of overall health. So, the anatomy of the gut works, also known as the gastrointestinal tract, consists of several organs, including the mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anus. Each part of the gut has specialized functions in the digestion and absorption process. We forget that the digestive tract starts from the mouth and goes all the way through our body. The digestive system is actually considered external to the human body. It's an external organ or system that keeps things from the outside environment outside of our intracellular being. It's a very cool system of screening and processes that also helps digest food and absorb it. And we're going to get through that. The digestive process is fascinating. It begins in the mouth, where mechanical digestion from chewing and chemical digestion from the enzymes in our saliva break down food into smaller particles. The food then travels down the esophagus to the stomach, where it's further broken down by stomach acid and enzymes. In the small intestine, digestive enzymes from the pancreas and the bile from the liver further break down food into nutrients such as carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. The final stage of digestion and absorption occur in the small intestine and the colon. Very cool process of digestion there. So, as food travels through our body, carbohydrates start to get broken down. Simple carbs get broken down through the enzymes in our mouth from our saliva. That's why sugar tastes so good. We start digesting it so fast right when it hits our mouth. Then proteins and fats need a little bit more to break them down. So stomach acids and enzymes in the stomach from the liver and bile help break down proteins into their amino acids and fats into their glycerides, whatever it may be, triglycerides, monoglycerides, whatever it may be. It breaks them down so that when they get into the large intestine, they can start the absorption process of the micronutrients from the macronutrients that we've eaten. A really important process of nutrition is the absorption, and we have to have a healthy gut to absorb. The small intestine is where most of the absorption of nutrients occur. Villi and microvilli, tiny finger-like projections lining the small intestine, increase the surface area of our gut to increase the absorbability for available absorption. Nutrients such as glucose, amino acids, fatty acids, vitamins, and minerals are absorbed through the intestinal wall and transported directly into the bloodstream to be utilized by the body for energy, growth, and repair. An underlying reason for absorption or breakdown, or the actual reason for how things are broken down, is not just through the bile and enzymes, it's through our microbiome. So the bacteria and viruses, mainly bacteria that live in our gut, play a huge role in how well and efficient we break down the foods that we eat. So the gut microbiome refers to the diverse community of microorganisms, including the bacteria, the viruses, the fungi, the archaea, that inhabit the gut. These microorganisms play crucial roles in maintaining gut health and overall well-being. A healthy gut is characterized by a balance of beneficial bacteria, which help in digestion, nutrition absorption, and protection against harmful pathogens. These bacteria play huge roles in the overall health and wellness of our gut. So maybe it's pretty important to pay attention to our gut microbiome and these bacteria. And that scientific process is a whole new endeavor in the health community where we're learning more and more each day about how this microbiome plays a crucial role with the external environment and the environments that we live in, and how we can absorb and develop health, well, not maintain health, through proper external environmental biome and the internal biome in our body, which is in our guts. It's a fascinating way of looking at health and wellness starting from the gut, which is amazing. The most important thing that the gut does is it regulates our digestion. The gut microbiome communicates with the body's immune system and nervous system, helping to regulate digestion and other physiological processes. Gut bacteria produce enzymes and metabolites that aid in breakdown of certain foods, produce vitamins such as vitamin K and some B vitamins, and modulate immune function. Additionally, the gut brain axis, a bidirectional communication system between the gut and the brain, influences digestion processes and can be influenced by factors such as stress, diet, and medications. So, not only do these bacteria have a life of their own, but they live within us to create life itself and absorption and all the nutrition that we need. They also produce, as you may have heard, some vitamins. B vitamin byproducts and vitamin K can come from the bacteria itself. That's pretty amazing. And that's why we get the levels of these vitamins in our bloodstream and we can regulate them, is because we have a proper microbiome. And when we see B vitamin deficiencies or vitamin K deficiencies, you got to think a little bit deeper than just, oh, take a vitamin K mineral and you're good, or take a vitamin K vitamin or vitamin B complex and you'll be okay. If we don't have the right microbiome or the right bacteria, then we're just going to metabolize these vitamins and not really absorb them properly because we're missing the right recipe for absorption. They play a crucial role. And the biggest thing, and the whole reason for this podcast, and why we're going to do a 2 or 3 part series on the gut following this each and every week for the next 2 to 3 weeks, is because of how important this really is. A proper microbiome in our gut helps prevent diseases, many, many diseases. A healthy gut microbiome is essential for preventing all type of gastrointestinal disorders, not just simple ones like inflammatory bowel disease, irritable bowel syndrome, and even colorectal cancer. It can help prevent chronic fatigue syndrome, autoimmune diseases, and the list will just go on and on and on. And that's where new research is linking back to the gut, saying maybe the gut plays a bigger role than we think. It's even linked because it's so big, the mesenteric system, and it's even bigger than our neurological system. It is now believed that the mesenteric system plays an overriding role on our nervous system and our brain. And there's a lot of links going back to the mesenteric system and our gastrointestinal tract saying that, man, an unhealthy gastrointestinal system may lead to brain disorders as well. Not only brain fog, memory loss, but even neurological conditions like OCD, ADHD, irritable behavior syndromes, and the list goes on there too. So it's a fascinating exploration of the science of what's happening through that. So imbalances in the gut microbiome of any kind, known as dysbiosis, have been linked to these other diseases, like irritable bowel syndrome. Therefore, maintaining a diverse and balanced gut microbiome through a healthy diet, regular exercise, adequate sleep, all the things we talk about, and minimizing stress is important for overall health and prevention of disease. Pretty cool stuff. I know what you're thinking now. You're probably going like, okay, wow, the gut is something I really haven't thought about to this extent. Hence why we listen to podcasts and try and learn new things. That's what we wanted to get for you today, is to understand that the gut is really, really important. So now you may be thinking, well, hang on, Dr. D. Well, what do I do? Don't leave me hanging here. I got to do something about it. Right. And you do. And what we need to know is that probiotics, you may have heard a lot about this over the last 30 years. I mean, they said just eat some yogurt and you'll be better, right? It's not that simple. The vast array of microbiomes bacteria in our gut that make up our microbiome is almost like the universe. It's hard to grasp how it all works. So, and we're still trying to understand this. We know what certain colonies of bacteria do and how they could be harmful as well, but we truly don't have an understanding of the full recipe to a healthy gut. So it's all coming together. But what you can do individually is understand your gut and how it works. So probiotics are live microorganisms that you can introduce into your GI system, typically bacteria or yeast that are believed to provide health benefits that are consumed adequately in adequate amounts. They're often referred to as good or friendly bacteria because of their potential to promote gut health and balance in the microbiome. But here's the truth behind it is that do you need them? Whether you need probiotics depends on various factors, including your overall health, diet, and medical history. For most healthy individuals, consuming probiotics from fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, pickles can contribute to a diverse and healthy gut microbiome. However, if you have specific gastrointestinal issues such as diarrhea, IBS, or have taken antibiotics recently, which can disrupt this whole microbiome, probiotic supplements might be beneficial. It's essential to consult with somebody that knows what they're doing to guide you in the right direction and replenish the microbiome properly. Are they safe? In general, probiotics are considered safe, including children and pregnant women. They can take it. However, individuals with compromised immune systems, such as that are going through chemotherapy or HIV, should be cautious about taking probiotics, as there's a risk in developing infections from certain strains of bacteria. The ones that we use on most over-the-counter probiotics use the safe strains of bacteria, but it's always important to consult your primary provider when you're getting into this type of things with a history, whether it's chemotherapy, recent cancer, whatever it may be, ulcerative colitis, diverticulitis, anything that you've been fighting for there is to make sure you consult your primary care physician. Additionally, some people may experience mild gastrointestinal symptoms such as bloating or gas when starting a probiotic supplements. These are typically things you shouldn't ignore. Could be a reaction to that type of strains that you're using, and switching up might be a great idea. Use different strains. It's important to choose probiotic supplements from reputable brands and follow the recommended dosage and instructions. Always read the labels. And even though things have been FDA cleared, make sure you're getting guidance in these things and not just heading over to your local grocery store and buying what's off the shelf. So when to take them? The whole point of this is you should be taking a probiotic. Most people should, and you should cycle through different probiotics. So when you buy one, it may be a 30-day supply or a 90-day supply. And what we recommend in our office is to finish that course of care over the 90 days, take a small break for 30, 60 days, and introduce a different brand of probiotics next round. And what you do over time is you start to build a healthy microbiome, implementing great bacteria and yeast into your system. That's the strategy. So when should you take them? The timing of probiotic consumption can vary depending on what you choose and what your goals are. Some people prefer to take probiotics with meals to aid with digestion, while others take them on an empty stomach to optimize absorption. There is no specific time to really take these things, so it's best to follow what the goals are that you're trying to obtain with, again, a good primary provider. If you're taking probiotics to counteract the effects of antibiotics, it's generally recommended to take them at least 2 to 3 hours apart from the antibiotic dose to minimize interference with the antibiotic efficiency. So we know that these bacteria play a role, and when we're doing antibiotic treatment to, of course, kill infections, we want to make sure that the antibiotics are doing their job and we don't interfere with that process because we want to get over the infection. So sometimes we even tell our patients to pause on the probiotic because your antibiotics are going to kill everything anyway. So new research shows you can take them at the same time, just to give them a few hours apart. So, and always follow the antibiotic instructions first and foremost before you follow the probiotic instructions afterwards. So choosing the right probiotic, I highly recommend meeting your primary physician for that, because they're going to know based on the test that they've run for you. And that's step number one, is they're not going to give you a blind probiotic without knowing what's going on. And this can typically go through mainly stool testing is the best way to do this. And even some blood work can show a little bit of the hidden causes of gut dysbiosis as well. So when selecting a probiotic supplement, it's essential to consider factors such as strains of bacteria or yeast included, and the colony forming units, that's the CFUs per dose, and whether the product has been tested for safety and efficacy. Different strains of probiotics may have varying effects on health, so it's important to choose supplements that target your specific health concerns. And additionally, look for products that are shelf stable and have been independently tested for quality and purity. I can tell you from experience, the ones that we give out are almost always refrigerated because they're live colonies. So if you see some over the counter probiotics that say they're shelf friendly, I don't know. I like to shrug at those a little bit and make sure that we're following the protocols to keep these things live. Eating dead bacteria doesn't do much for us. We'll pass them through and they're pretty safe, but you want the live colonies of bacteria and yeast. So that was a heavy podcast, but it's a lot to think about, and maybe start the journey of healing your gut. If you're dealing with anything chronic, at our office, we start with that. And the beauty about now delving into this part of healthcare is that this can be done virtually. This can be done anywhere in the world. So if you need help with your gut, give us a call. We're going to tie you right into the right people in functional medicine that can do this and ship the tests to your home. You ship them to the labs. We never even see them. The reports go to you. They come to us. We analyze them, and then the right probiotics, the right supplements, the right vitamins can be sent to your home. And you can do this over the course of weeks and months and repair your gut. And working with a good provider can go a very long way, and it dramatically can change your life. So that's what the point of this podcast. So stay tuned over the next few weeks. We're going to delve into the science, and Dr. Hafer is going to be gracing us with her presence and her knowledge. She's one of the smartest people I know when it comes to this. And I don't mean it because I'm married to her, but she's very, very smart, and she's peculiar with who she works with, because she really wants to make sure that the time and effort that you put into this definitely impacts your health and well-being. And that's why I think she's got a 100% success rate with people, is because she definitely goes a step above and beyond with taking care of them. So I'm excited. There's a foreshadowing and introduction to Dr. Hafer. Thanks for tuning in this week. Stay well, stay healthy, take care.